let's hear about your problem and why is it you're heated about being unprepared for the job on the date of installation.
You know, I have a unique perspective being the technician and the contractor. So, I mean, you want efficiency at everything, not only just the units that we're putting in. So that includes the workmanship that you're putting out. So being prepared is absolutely crucial to pretty much being done on time, coming in budget, and pretty much just having a smooth install or service call, depending on what it is that you're doing that day. So if you could plan ahead, for the next day's work, that's great for business standpoint. So that's why I think that, staying prepared is absolutely crucial. And I preach that every single time.
Right.
I, I
Okay. Yeah.
I agree with that. That's a good thing to stay heated about. In that, so I know a lot of people still don't use the internet as much as we do because we have to support equipment. We're always on our own website and everything else. But just simple things you can do to make sure you're prepared for the job. You can get on the internet real quick, make sure the model numbers of the equipment that you have, your outdoor unit, your indoor units, is a proper matchup, those kind of things. Make sure you if you've never installed one before, especially make sure you understand, pull up the installation instructions real quick on the website and look through, do I have the right wire, do I have the right communication wire. We preach that with the multi-pro versus mini split, because mini split uses a 4-wire conductor and multi-pro uses a separate power source to each indoor unit, and we use an 18-2 communication wire. That's the things that I'm talking about. Whatever product you're going to be putting in, especially if you've never installed one, do a little bit more homework and making sure that you have the right stuff. As much as we all want to rely on that counter guy that has sold you all the right stuff, let's keep in mind a lot of the counter guys, and I'm not calling out any one specific distributor anywhere in this country, but a lot of those guys are not, they're not you. They're not the installing guy. They're not the one that's going out there and installing the job and knows enough about that equipment to make sure you're getting all the right materials. I would take my time myself and spend that 15 minutes, half hour, whatever, and make sure I have all the appropriate materials to be able to go do that job.
Yeah, that's a good point, Greg. Especially what you said about, we are the people or I was the person installing, but for the techs out there and the contractors out there doing this work, the stuff that you get, even brand new, you just want to verify just to make sure that those are the correct part numbers, those are the correct model and serial numbers. And just because you don't want to show up at a building or a house and, it'd be, oh man, what's wrong? And I gotta go back to the supply house and there goes another hour going back and forth just to get the right part when you could have done it in the parking lot or at the counter with the guy that's checking you out.
Well, and I wouldn't say that without, if I wasn't feeding off of examples and real life calls that have come into our tech department. I mean, it happens more than you think, where they got one outdoor unit and they have the wrong indoor units,
Hmm.
or they have the wrong wire to connect them, and even to the point where I've had contractors install the wrong wire and actually create damage to the equipment. So that's all I'm trying to say is, spend a little extra time, especially if you never put one in, and just make sure you have the right materials. So, and I'm not that kind of guy. The guy that there's one specific example I have in my head where the guy hooked up a unit with the wrong wiring and it damaged some boards and stuff on the indoor units. I'm not going to beat him up over it. We got him what he needed. He got it fixed. The customer's happy. He's happy. That's not what my goal. My goal is for you guys to have a smooth installation of a GREE unit without any problems.
Right. Right. No, that's a great point. Well,
All learn from mistakes, right? It,
yeah, we definitely do.
the only way you're not going to make a mistake is if you're not working.
Right. Well, I tell you, as far as being prepared for it, I think the going and getting a 9-volt battery for your micron gauge, or going to get a 9-volt battery for your static pressure.
Instead of taking it out of the smoke alarm?
Well, don't do that. Well, I mean, if it's your own smoke alarm, it's up to you. Don't do that at the customer's house. It's probably chirping anyway. But anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of great tools out there. I mean, I can tell you, if I was putting in one of these systems for the very first time, we do have a lot of videos on this on the GREE Comfort YouTube, as well as on our website. If you're wanting to do some research on it, that kind of thing. The reason why we upload the videos like we do is so that you can watch them whenever you want to watch them, whenever you have time to watch them. I do not recommend watching them while driving. But if you're just playing the audio or something, like, maybe you can do that. But you better preparing yourself, that kind of thing, and you're not showing up and then you got a bunch of questions. You're trying to put stuff in, you get to a stopping point, you can't get past that stopping point. You're trying to make phone calls. You're calling, the distributor. You're calling whoever it is that you're trying to call, tech support, whatever, and then you're basically stuck on the job. And sometimes those questions are, they can be quick answers. Really, they really can. But yeah, I will say, just to be a little bit biased here on the multi-pro systems. If somebody gives you a 14.4 wire to go with it, because it comes with a line set, generally speaking, you're not using the 14.4 wire with a multi-pro system. It's not how it is. Or if somebody gave you 14.4 with a flex, you're not using 14.4 with your flex. Chances are, so don't go ahead and hook it up because the distributor gave it to you. They may not know either, that kind of thing. But but we do. We go through the videos, on the videos we go through everything that you need for those installations. We also have the manuals on there. If you like reading, you can do that. You can read the manuals. We've got quick start guides, quick reference guides, just about every tool that we think that would help people. I mean, really, the goal one day is the phones don't ring at all, right? Nobody ever has any questions anymore, and then we'll do something else.
Well, and I'm glad you brought up the quick start guides, because that's huge, I think, because what we've done with those quick start guides, for the ones that are listening that have never looked at one of our quick start guides, the whole idea behind the quick start guide is to have like a 25 page document. A lot of it's pictures and stuff like that. So it's really short, but instead of you having to read the entire installation manual, it's going to give you all the key points to knowing how to properly install that unit. So we have them for the flex. I think we're almost done with the one for multi-pro. That's going up too. So we have them for the mini splits as well. I highly encourage, if you haven't looked at the quick start guides, to take a look at those.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. So now we, I appreciate you guys' input on that. Again, question mark icon to the right of the screen. If you are tired of me saying it, feel free to let us know by hitting the question mark to the right of the screen. Just little jokes here and there. All right. So now you get to vote whether or not you're going that Jesus should stay heated or chill out. That's at the question mark icon on the right of the screen. That's where you can go vote. So if he should stay heated, like people should be prepared for the job that they're about to do, then you say stay heated. Or if he should just chill out, just take a chill pill, whatever, just go ahead and vote that way. During the meantime, as we're voting that, we're going to run a video about mounting a wall mount unit. All right, enjoy. Yes, that is where you vote, Suzanne. Uh, all right. Let's see if we got a tally here. How many stay heateds do we have? We got a lot of stay heated. Got a lot of stay heated. Uh, all right. So looks like we got 29 so far
Wow.
on stay heated. We got one chill out. All right, that's the one cool person. All right. I'm just joking. Don't get mad at me. Um, all right. Yeah. Looks like let's see the final. We're just gonna go ahead and stop it right here. 29-1. All right. All right.
Landslide.
Yeah, it's a landslide. Yeah, I agree too. I agree. We should stay heated about that. I waste a lot of time on being unprepared. You do, we do, everybody does. But you know, I will. I thought about this during the break, but you know, I actually recently heard of a distributor using DoorDash to be able. You can order parts sent to you at the job site from DoorDash, from the distributor, from the parts house. What do you guys think about that?
I think it's great as long as you get a Subway sandwich too on the way.
Well, I guess you could probably add to your order, right?
Yeah.
I think it's great too. I mean, I can tell you that, you know, I couldn't afford to leave the job, and I definitely didn't want the guy who was helping me driving my truck. So there's, there's definitely, definitely times where that could have been really, really beneficial, really, really cool. Um,
There's a couple distributors that do that, but you have to meet X amount of ordered whatever merchandise you order. It's like, for instance, minimum 500, they'll come out wherever you're at. Not
right.
sure if
Yeah.
it's
As
all of
far
them,
as
but some of them.
no, I think using the let's say the delivery app. Maybe there's also Uber Eats or whatever. You know, I don't know if anybody else has got
Yeah.
some stuff like that. But from what I understand, there's not a minimum on that. As far as them driving the truck to you and all that, yeah, equipment orders, that kind of thing, then yeah, they typically do have a minimum. But anyway, I thought that was you know, it's one of those. It was almost like an obvious idea, you know, like it's like, man, why didn't I think of that? You know, could have just been. I could have been the guy who came up with that idea, you know. Um, but anyway, I thought it was a really good idea. I don't know what you guys think, but you know, if you got comments on that, feel free to drop them in there. All right.
I think it's a brilliant idea. Oh, I can't, makes sense to me.
Yeah, it's true.
Right.
I don't think it probably works as well in really rural areas, but
Well, yeah. I mean, you never know. You never know. Hey, they can meet you halfway or something. Hey, who knows? You know,
there you go.
however you set it up. But then you're racing someone who drives for a living. So good luck with that. You know. But okay.